Jeffrey is fearless, and he sort of dwells in characters' blind spots.
At 81, Jeffrey Tambor, the man best known for his unforgettable roles in Arrested Development and Transparent, finally opened up about the darker side of Hollywood. For decades, he remained silent.
For the distraction that you'll have to be, you'll be asked questions and things like that. I gave a rather in-depth interview to the Hollywood Reporter.
Keeping his opinions to himself while maintaining his professional image. But time has a way of loosening tongues. And now Tambor isn't holding back. After more than 50 years in the entertainment industry, he's seen egos, betrayals, jealousy, and behind-the-scenes tension that the public never witnessed. In this rare confession, he finally named 6 actors he truly hated working with. The ones who pushed his patience, tested his professionalism, and left lasting scars.
And he threw down, he goes, "Get off my train!" And I had no idea what he was talking about. And I said, "Sir, I just ordered the pasta." And he goes, "Get off my train!"
This isn't gossip. It's a journey through the underbelly of Hollywood told from the perspective of a man who's seen it all. The fame, the fights, and the fragile egos behind the camera. 1. Kevin Spacey. The tension between Jeffrey Tambor and Kevin Spacey began long before their paths officially crossed. Both were known for their commanding performances.
I think that we had a really remarkable relationship, and I think that
2 powerful, outspoken personalities used to controlling the scene. According to Tambor, working with Spacey was like trying to rehearse with a storm. Spacey was sharp, intense, and manipulative on set, often dominating scenes to the point of suffocating his co-stars.
Probably from my being reticent today.
We better drop it then.
Yes.
The book is called Are You Anybody?
My reps right now are going.
Tambor once admitted in an interview that Spacey had this habit of turning every rehearsal into a psychological battle. During a joint project reading in the early 2000s, Tambor recalled Spacey constantly interrupting, offering unsolicited direction, and even mocking his delivery. Tambor reportedly walked out mid-session, telling the director, "If Kevin wants to direct this, let him." Years later, when Spacey's controversies came to light, Tambor wasn't surprised. He said it was inevitable, calling Spacey a man who thought the rules didn't apply to him. While Tambor isn't one to celebrate anyone's downfall, he made it clear that working with Spacey was one of his worst professional experiences. 2. Chevy Chase. Few names in Hollywood are as divisive as Chevy Chase, and for Tambor, Chase was the embodiment of how ego can poison talent.
I don't know. I don't want to see it. It'll just hurt.
Their tension began during a guest appearance Tambor made on a comedy special in the late 80s. Chase, already famous from Saturday Night Live and National Lampoon's Vacation, carried himself like royalty. Tambor, who had come from theater, believed in collaboration and respect. 2 words Chase seemingly ignored. Tambor once described their encounter as a clash between discipline and chaos. Chase would constantly change lines, insult crew members, and undercut Tambor's jokes with loud improvisations. One incident stood out. During a live rehearsal, Tambor nailed his comedic timing.
Total instigator is John, which is kind of
earning laughter from the audience. Instead of applauding, Chase reportedly sneered and said, "Enjoy that laugh. It's the last one you'll get before I take over." That arrogance stuck with Tambor for decades. He later admitted, "Chevy's the kind of guy who could make genius look unbearable." Even after all these years, Tambor has said he'd rather play chess with himself than share another scene with Chase. 3. Shia LaBeouf. When Jeffrey Tambor met Shia LaBeouf on the set of the Arrested Development movie discussions, he saw something familiar, raw, intense energy that reminded him of himself as a young actor. But what started as admiration turned into pure frustration. Tambor believed in preparation, discipline, and respect for the craft.
I walked into this, my life was on fire. I was walking out of hell. It wasn't like I willingly came in here on a white horse singing show tunes.
LaBeouf believed in chaos, improvisation, and emotional volatility. On one occasion, Tambor tried offering advice to the younger actor, saying, "You've got brilliance, but you need control. LaBeouf didn't take it well. According to Tambor, Shia snapped back, "Control kills art, old man." Things only escalated from there. LaBeouf would often disappear before takes, show up disheveled, and perform completely different lines than what was in the script. Tambor later said, "Every scene felt like a coin toss. You didn't know if you'd get brilliance or a breakdown." While Tambor admitted Shia had undeniable talent, he couldn't tolerate the unpredictability. Years later, he described their time together as a test of endurance, adding, "It's not art if you destroy everyone around you while making it." 4. Roseanne Barr. The clash between Jeffrey Tambor and Roseanne Barr was one of pure personality explosion. Both strong-willed, both sharp-tongued, and both unwilling to back down. Tambor made a guest appearance on Roseanne in the early 1990s, and what was supposed to be a fun experience quickly became a nightmare. Roseanne, already the queen of her sitcom, ran her set like a battlefield, barking orders, rewriting scenes, and humiliating anyone who questioned her authority. Tambor recalled her behavior vividly. One moment she'd be laughing with you, and the next she'd rip you apart in front of everyone. During one particular taping, Tambor reportedly corrected a line that didn't fit the dialogue. Roseanne stopped production and shouted, "Who the hell do you think you are, Shakespeare?" The audience laughed, but Tambor didn't. He finished his scenes, left quietly,
It's very
really
funny.
Yeah.
And this is like your second one or something, or third, or fifth, or...
and swore never to work with her again. Later, he described the experience as a lesson in how power can make people cruel. 5. Alec Baldwin. If there was one actor who could match Tambor's intensity, it was Alec Baldwin. Both men had booming voices, strong opinions, and tempers that could ignite a scene. They worked together briefly on a stage project early in Baldwin's career, and Tambor said the experience was a masterclass in ego warfare. Baldwin was brilliant but volatile, quick to anger and difficult to reason with. Tambor once shared an anecdote about Baldwin storming off stage after a minor mistake by a stagehand, shouting, "I don't work with amateurs." The cast was stunned, but Tambor stepped up, telling Baldwin, "Then maybe it's time you work alone." That confrontation sparked days of tension. According to crew members, Baldwin avoided Tambor entirely, calling him the moral police. Tambor later reflected, "Alec's talent is undeniable, but so is his need for control." Even decades later, Tambor hinted that Baldwin's explosive personality hadn't changed.
These people, and I see how hard they work. They're so hardworking, and they're so conscientious. And you're around people, and you're part of one of the great collaborative processes in the world, movie making.
"He's brilliant," Tambor said, "but brilliance without humility is exhausting." 6. Catherine Zeta-Jones. Not all conflicts are about shouting matches. Some are about quiet contempt. That was the case with Catherine Zeta-Jones. Tambor worked with her on a small project that never made it to full production. From the start, he felt a sense of dismissal. Zeta-Jones, elegant and composed, treated Tambor as if he were invisible. "It wasn't cruelty," he said. "It was indifference, and sometimes that's worse." Tambor recalled trying to discuss a scene, only for her to brush him off, saying, "Just follow my lead." After half a century in Hollywood, Jeffrey Tambor has earned the right to speak his truth. His experiences with Kevin Spacey, Chevy Chase, Shia LaBeouf, Roseanne Barr, Alec Baldwin, and Catherine Zeta-Jones aren't just stories of bitterness. They're reflections of how fame can twist even the most gifted performers. Tambor's revelations remind us that behind every red carpet smile lies a battlefield of egos, pride, and fragile humanity. He doesn't share these tales to settle old scores, but to reveal the emotional toll of surviving in an industry built on illusion.
When I'm 70, this cute little boy will be like 33.
Now, can Michael tell when you're doing math in your head like that?
When asked if he regrets naming names, Tambor simply said, "No."
Very nice to meet you. And inside, everything was bursting. And you're right, Seth, she is...
"I've spent my life pretending. Now I just want to tell the truth." And with that, the 81-year-old actor finally closes a chapter that Hollywood tried to keep quiet. A chapter filled with brilliance, betrayal, and the raw truth of what it means to be human behind the spotlight.